Let's get it. Feel like I'm in danger, I can't seem to get you out of my head. We stayed up all night talking about the differences in your little bed. Now today you say you call me on the phone before the end of the night. Well, it's approaching 9:30 and my patience is about to run dry. Oh, alright, alright. You're taking your time, but losing my mind, yeah. All of my heartstrings to double time.
Hey, it's Bryan with DD214 Transport. Please like, subscribe, and share these videos. So tonight, we are going to talk about the Department of Transportation declaring on what they called a national emergency in commercial truck driving licensing. Why? Because multiple states were issuing CDLs to foreign drivers without properly verifying immigration status, including licenses that stayed valid after their visas expired and their documents that were never verified at all. The feds just dropped an emergency rule and it changes who can get a CDL, how long it lasts, and what the states have to do right now. Okay? Shit hit the fan finally. All right. Guys, there's our lease on information and our dispatch information should you need that. We are talking about tonight again. The DOT has declared a national emergency and it is a mess, an absolute mess. First thing we want to do tonight is we're going to thank our veterans and first responders for all they do and all they continue to do for this country. We would not be the country we are without them. All right, diesel prices. Diesel prices are down to an average of $3.71. That's a drop from of $4.03. I'm sorry. 4.3 cents a gallon. News. Tariffs are in the news, guys. This is what I've been talking about for a minute. And basically, tariff turbulence deepens uncertainty across the U.S. supply chains. Now, this is what I was telling you. It wasn't the fact that tariffs were being added. It was how they were being done and the fact that there's no stability in the market right now. Okay. So we have a quote here from Schaefer, who said, if you look at the data now in the last couple of months, it's almost just kind of funneled to this, like near 0% growth year over year, where it's kind of getting a lot of flatness. No big decisions, a lot of uncertainty in the market, Schaefer told FreightWaves. And this is what I've been saying for a minute about this whole situation, is that it's not that tariffs are are being put in place. It's how they're being put in place and the fact that nothing is locked in. That's the whole problem. Uncertainty does not allow for sure footing. If you're building a business, you can't do it you need to be on rock solid ground and know which way to turn rather than being on shifting sand. All right. Let's see what we got here. Pictures of the week. We're starting out tonight with Jason. That's a good looking strap load. It's a good looking load. We got Anthony in the house. We hauled a lot of pipe this week. This is Charles. He's got a little bit of everything. It looks like a pretty decent little gold mine setup right there. You got your generator, your lights, your pump. Somebody's going gold mining. This is Richard hauling electrical equipment. There's James tarped over a big piece of something. Jan, he's got a couple tractors on there. That was a pretty cool load. I was trying to get him to drop that off by the house. Could have probably used it. You got Ray backed into another building, them loading pipe or some kind of steel on his deck. And Robert, I'm going to tell you why Robert sent this picture in, because I laughed at him one day with one little box on his trailer, so he had to show that he was hauling big stuff. That's what that's all about right there. All right, this is Chris. Chris just joined us. Hey, Chris, I appreciate you, man. It looks like you're mating trailers out there. But, yeah, that's the way to do it, brother. All right, this is my son enrollment. Now, my wife and I, Miss Mila, were in the car with him, and I was trying to teach him how to drive smoothly. Okay, if you can't see it here, let me show you here. See the little red arrow? That's a water bottle setting on the dash. And it teaches, it will teach you as well how hard you're making turns. And if you're making turns hard enough that and it also shows how hard you're accelerating and how hard you're braking. But it will teach. I'm trying to teach him young, but it will teach how to drive smoothly is what I'm trying to get in his head, to drive smoothly. All right, crazy shit you see out there, guys. Take a good hard look at this. This is on a non-CDL Hotshot. The tractor's probably close to, it's probably 8,500 pound Kubota. He has it secured to the deck with wheel chocks and a strap over the bucket. Arms. Yeah. So let me just tell you, load securement is so important. Knowing load securement is so important, because you're going to hear me say this a lot. But if you would not put your wife or your child or your grandchild or your mother, father beside that tractor going down the road in an emergency situation where something has to happen, it's not secure. Okay? It's just not. That is not secure. You can't go down the road like that. All right, tonight, DOT has declared a national emergency, and what a mess. Before I get going too far, let me say hi to a couple guys. There's Mr. Anthony. We got Michael, Trevor F., Richard, So Truckin' Ugly. Good to see you. We got Steve out of North Dakota. Hi, guys. I'm glad everybody made it. Tickled to have you guys here listening to this craziness. We got more over on YouTube, but I can't see them. If they're not in this thing, I can't see them. So, all right. So let's figure out what we got going on here with this foolishness. This is all stemmed, if you didn't know, from that crash in Florida. This is where there were several back-to-back crashes in Florida that were I'm sorry, across the country that were caused by illegal aliens or improperly CDL'd aliens, foreigners, non-domiciled. All right, the Department of Transportation, DOT, has declared a national emergency because several states were giving truck licenses to foreign drivers without properly checking their papers. Valid licenses with expired immigration status, unverified documents, just a mess. The news broke on September 26, and all states have had to halt the issuance of these licenses until they comply with the new federal rules. And of course, this measure is going to shake the country's logistics sector because it could leave thousands of truck drivers without jobs. No, sir. No, sir. It could lead thousands of truck sittings without drivers. Okay? That's what it could lead. That scares the big companies to death. If you lose your job because you're an illegal alien, good. Go, leave, go away. This is not for you. If you can't read the language, if you don't understand the language, go somewhere else. You don't need to be driving a tractor trailer. On September 26, Sean Duffy announced emergency action after a nationwide audit found systemic non-compliance in how state issued non-domiciled CDLs or CLP credentials to non-citizens. The FMCSA simultaneously issued an interim final rule fast track regulation that immediately tightens eligibility and forces state to verify immigration status through DHS's SAFE system. The official rule hit the Federal Register September 29th. They turned this thing around, like right now. Guys, this kind of stuff should have been going on forever. What's happened is everything's become so lackadaisical with this, and you get in these states that are uber liberal, and they are just handing these things out. And the problem with that is that they turn these drivers loose on the whole country. These are CDLs. What they do in their state affects everybody in the country. DOT pointed to a string of serious crashes. Here it is right here, including the August 12, 2025 Florida Turnpike fatal crash tied to a driver without lawful status, plus evidence that some states were issuing or renewing CDLs beyond the driver's lawful presence. Why would you do that? If you have to leave the country on August 9th, why would your CDL go on for another year? That's craziness. Or without reliable document checks. That's what pushed Duffy to call the situation a national emergency and to demand immediate fixes. Here's the meat of the new rule as announced. Eligibility. Non-citizens are now restricted to narrow visa categories and must clear a federal immigration status check on SAVE before a state issues a CDL. No lawful status, no CDL, period. Expiration. These CDLs will expire with the visa or within 1 year, whichever comes first, meaning their CDL is only good for a year at a time or with their visa expiration. No more multi-year licenses outliving the unlawful presence, which is awesome. State accountability. States that issue license without proper checks must fix it fast or risk funding consequences and potential revocations of improperly issued license. Several states are already under review or are pausing non-domiciled CDLs while they get it fixed. They get in compliance. What's this mean for the drivers? Well, if you're a non-citizen driver, expect in-person renewals, SAVE verifications, and shorter license terms synced with your immigration paperwork. If your status lapses, your CDL does too. Keep your visa current and bring the originals to the DMV. No corners to cut anymore. All right, what does it mean for our drivers, for American drivers, all of us? Every truck that's lettered, what does it mean for us? Expect a lot more inspections. A lot more inspections. Roadside, way station blitzes, expected. It's coming. If you haven't already seen it, it's coming. And it's going to be more and more and more and more until they get this mess cleaned up. This isn't going to be fixed in a month. It's going to take a minute. What this means for carriers and owners. Carriers, audit your files now. Make sure I-9s, visas, the EADs, dates align with the CDL expiration. Build a renewal tickler 90 days out. If you're, 90 days out, and verify the DMV's new expiration rule before you dispatch. Expect more roadside enforcement while states transition. If a driver's lawful present or SAVE check fails midterm, plan on immediate removal from service. And you got to get a substitution plan so that the load doesn't die on the vine. Okay? There's going to be a lot of rescues out there, guys. So, all right. State DMV's enforcement. Some states have temporarily halted non-domiciled CDLs to get compliant. Others face federal audits, and they should. You take these uber liberals out there, these states that have been just handing out CDLs, you need to have these things checked. You're going to see if a driver's license was issued or renewed under the old lax process, expect scrutiny and be ready to show proof of lawful status and employment authorization. Bottom line, DOT just slammed the brakes on anything that looks like license first, verify later. For legit drivers, it's more paperwork and tighter timelines. for carriers, it's compliance and parked trucks, just what I said. For everyone on the road, the government says it's all about safety and accountability. And they have labeled it a national emergency to move fast. We'll keep tracking which states change what and how this hits freight capacity and rates. So, drop your questions. If you're a driver affected by the new rule, you probably shouldn't be out here. Tell me the state and what the DMV told you. Carriers, are you auditing your files? Let's talk about it, guys. What do we got? Everybody's just ears on tonight, aren't they? Yeah, a national emergency. If when the government comes out and says, or an agency comes out and says, we got a national emergency, shit just hit the fan. You know, this Hanjinger Singh guy, he wasn't the one, maybe that he wasn't the catalyst, maybe that started it all, but it ended with him. Those 3 people that died in Florida, it started a shitstorm. And then when they opened up the box, it just kept getting worse. The more they got people selling CDLs, they got cheating scams going on. They got, the Russian mafia's involved. Everybody's trying to get a piece of it. And, thanks to Duffy, something's going to happen. They're putting the damn brakes on this mess. So if we have no comments or questions, get them going. That's what I said, man. Make them go. You don't need to be here. You damn sure don't need to be in here driving down the prices of freight so you can run 26 cents a mile. That's true. So yeah, go somewhere else, sell coffee, but not here. So look, guys, do us all a favor, pass this stuff around, pass this video around to somebody who wants to see it, needs to see it. If you see something out there, say something. You're a phone call away, 911, call them. But if we don't have any further questions, comments, then it is Wednesday, guys. And, we're going to get out of here and go eat some popcorn or something. But somebody type one in. Michael, ELD fraud is part of it too. Tell me about it. Yeah. Yeah. And it absolutely is. That's something too is, when they give guys with decent scores an hour-long roadside, they can pull our scores up. And I caught one a couple weeks back, a roadside, took an hour and something. While I was sitting there getting inspected, and I'm not saying I shouldn't be inspected. I'm just saying my safer score, or our safer score, is low enough to justify a pass, and we don't ever get passed. We roll in, we're getting inspected. So, it's one of those things where your time would be better spent somewhere else, I think. Pat, who should we contact? Dial the police. It's the best I can tell you. State troopers, because they're going to be the ones that do the DOT in the state. But they need to get them off the road. You see something like that tractor, call the police. That thing was a disaster waiting to happen. And when it comes to that kind of stuff too, it's not if you're going to get caught. It's you're going to get caught eventually. All you can hope for is that you did not kill somebody in the meantime. That's all you can hope for. We were almost run off the road the other night with a foreign driver. How you know? How you know it was a foreign driver? Did he have his sandal out the window or his Houjani thing? You shut up. Stop laughing at me. Thought maybe he had the sandal out the window. Shaw. Maybe he had his goat herder thing going on. Camel jockey. I don't know. But yeah. This stuff's got to stop. You know, people are just making a fortune off of 26 cents a mile paying these guys, and they think they're making money. So, you know, that it. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get back on it. All I can tell you is love your family because it's all you got. And, yeah, we'll see you next week. So, Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Mila asked me, she said, what does that mean? I said, well, that's just something my grandma used to say. Lord willing, and I'll be at church Sunday, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. You got something? No, everything good? All right, love your family. This is Bryan with DD214 Transport. Like, subscribe, pass these things around for me, will you? Thank you. Have a great night. See you.
Jeans and a 4x4, cruising down to your front door. I'm a postage pack and a whiskey neat, some dive bar right up the street. I'm a good old boy and a country star. No one else can go this far. Come on, babe, go with me, riding high, living free. Don't ask once and don't think twice, 'cause baby, I'm living the life. I'm a western swing on an old jukebox, a tailgate party in the parking lot. I'm rowdy, rough, big and grown. I get it done all on my own. I'm a good old boy and a country star. No one else can go this far. Come on, babe, and go with me, riding high, living free. Don't ask once and don't think twice, 'cause baby, I'm living the life. I'm a cowboy hat, a ripped up shirt, tractor pulling out in the dirt. Hot cup of coffee with a cigarette, pretty little thing sitting on my hip. I'm a good old boy in a country